Good evening, guys, and welcome back. And it's Thursday, and it's going to be a big game week, I think. Week, month, it's going to be action-packed. We have recovered from our little blip where we lost 3 games in October and only won 2. We've recovered, winning 3 games in November and drawing 2. We finish November today with a trip to Aston Villa, and hopefully that's going to be a little green dot and our form is going to get better. We do have some very big games ahead, though. Chelsea, Juventus and Arsenal will follow. They don't come any bigger than that, and I think I am learning that the Champions League is a different kettle of fish to the Europa League last season. We have had some good results. We drew with Barcelona, which wasn't a bad result at the end of the day, and we have beaten Paris Saint-Germain already along the way. We've also beaten Lens and we've beaten Porto. So we're in good shape in the Champions League. We're top with 13 points. They do say 16 points is enough to get you in the top 8. Let's hope so. We only need another 3 points there. The Premier League, we are still top of the league. I don't know how, but having lost 2 games, we are 3 points clear of Manchester City, who seem to be drawing a lot of games, as do Liverpool, which is good news. Keep drawing, boys, and then possibly we'll widen that gap at the top. Aston Villa are a tricky little team, and they are probably going to play a wing play, and that is obviously straight away a red flag for me, but this is just expected tactical style, so we'll have to be vigilant. They might not be playing wing play. They're good passers of the ball, so they may change at some point. I'm going to start with a standard line and a mid-block. Hello, Neil. How are you doing, my friend? Hope your day has been good. So we'll start with a mid-block. I don't want yes, Salonic, a draw with Barcelona. I wanted a win, but we got a draw. If we have to play them in the final, I'll be thinking FM owes me one at that point. I am a bit concerned about this much more often trigger press, so I'm going to come down to more often. I think our players just tend to just get excited and just rush out at people for no reason at all. I'm not going attacking against Aston Villa. That would be suicide, especially away. So we'll probably start balanced and take a more leisurely approach to the game. I have to be also very wary of players. Veloso, I think at the end of the day, I'm going to have to sell him. I've transfer listed him now, and I'm going to have to sell him. So maybe I can come off playing him in every game now. Wirtz has to play every game as well as Neves, which gives me limited scope to rotate. These 2 boys up top should be playing every game. They're young and they're fine players, and they should be winning games for me. So this is going to be a big game, and I've put out the first team because I want to finish the month on a good note. And so let's go to the fixtures, and whoa, he does want to make a lot of changes, but I don't want to go along with him. I can see why he wants to, because we've got Chelsea coming up, and so I can imagine that he's freaking out. And he does want to play attacking, but I don't. And I don't want to play a higher line of engagement. I'm looking at the way they're set up. They got a Volante in there down the right-hand side. Inverted wingers, I need to force them outside if they really are inverted wingers. I don't want them crossing from the corners of the penalty area. That would not be good. And my phone. Hello, Callum. I'm doing good. How are you doing, my friend? And I think they are a good team. We're just going to have to be vigilant as we play this game. I'll bear in mind that he's saying a higher line of engagement, because sometimes he is correct. I do feel we should be a little bit more attacking because we do have such a good front four. and but there's a part of me that just wants to play cautiously, given that our form has not been brilliant. And yeah, the media are full of you, so let's get out there. The media think that you've got trophies to win this year. Let's go to our opposition instructions, and we'll first ask the assistant. They're quite tired. Kiwor, I wouldn't say he's a great player. I would say it might be worth tight marking that midfielder. Kiwor is playing as the volante, I think. Might be worth keeping an eye on Agume. And the attacking mid, probably not a good idea to tight mark him at the start, but definitely needs a hard tackle and turn him on to, what was his foot? His right foot. Ben Doak, I think probably we can tight mark him. He's a good dribbler, good agility and balance, so maybe we don't want to get too close to him. Probably a good call. We don't want to get too close to him. Apart from that, I'm pretty happy with how things are set up there. And let's go and play the game. Come on, forwards. We need some goals. We did score 4 last time out against Leicester. Took a while to get going. But hopefully the barren phase now is finished. And that's a nice pick-up by Gray. That's more like it, boys. I'm hoping for a big game from Bajcetic today. It's come in for a rare game for Tonali. And I just want us to play the ball around. This is how we should be playing it around. Pass it. Don't hold on to it. Just pass it. And that's a good start. We've pretty much had all the play. I don't want us getting too far up the pitch. I think I've got the Volantes on attack, so we've got plenty of attack. It's just a case of, can we put our chances away? And immediately we have a really good chance. Good evening, Max. Good to see you. How are you doing? How's your day? Hope it's a good one. And so we are off to a good start against Villa. They don't look like they're much. And Jesus Abba heads one over the crossbar. Not too happy with that. That was an absolutely dreadful attempt. So I'm looking at shots on target. It's 50%. It's pretty good at the moment. Villa really not doing anything. There's no key passes in there. They are attacking, funnily enough, down our right hand side where we have the attacking wing back. I have thought, because all the teams do this, and I have thought maybe I should just put him on a support duty and discourage them from doing that. Just keep him having an open mind about what he does, and then perhaps it will discourage teams trying to pop it around that fullback and get him behind us. I have thought about it. That was a poor pass, but Bajcetic did very well, almost got the shot away. And here they come on the counter. And there they go down the left-hand side, looking to exploit that space that wing-back is leaving. They can't do it. We do need to defend this well, as Villa look to score. But it is a worry that they are attacking down there. So, just for a minute, he is... Oh, I have already put him. I did think about it beforehand, so I have already done it. Just for a minute, I just want to put him on that support duty. I have plenty of players on attack duties. And there goes my light again. And I don't quite know what happens there. I was adjusting my light and something happened and Gray got the ball. A dreadful error at the back for Villa. And we've gotten a goal up, and I missed that because I was putting the light back on. Hey, Xiao, I do like streaming. It's my favourite things to do. Thoughts on Newcastle last night? That's interesting. I'm just going to adjust my light. Just make sure that, yeah, we seem to be okay. I've got the number of clicks recorded in my head. Interestingly, that they're going down the left. Are they targeting Moreno for some reason? Switching now. So, yeah, thoughts on... I thought it was a brilliant game. I didn't see it, obviously. I don't want to pay a subscription to another channel. That would be 3. I think 2 is enough. But I watched the highlights and different highlights, and I thought both teams attacked really well, and both teams defended shockingly, a bit like the Newcastle here. And attacking-wise, it was a brilliant game. And it could have gone either way. I think a draw was a fair result. Liverpool were lucky to have Mo Salah. And he is just on fire at the moment. Permanent captain in my fantasy team, you bet. You bet. Isak, he played well last night as well, played extremely well, and I thought Gordon had one of his very, very best games last night. Haven't seen him play with that much aggression before, and did a very, very good job. Come on, Bajcetic. Nah, he's not got it, that boy. Let's tell him. He is shoot less often as well, and his whole position. He's drifting all over the place. But we are a goal ahead, which is good news. Let's have a look around the grounds, what's going on. Manchester United are drawing. Manchester City are losing. All good news going on here. I expect those results to change. Yeah, they're becoming known as the set-piece team, aren't they? They've scored 23 goals since the start of last season. That's a lot of set-piece goals. A huge amount of set-piece goals. Yeah, let's keep that media focus. You weren't that bad. You can still improve. Bajcetic, you were shocking. Musiala isn't playing very well. I have to keep an eye on Musiala. But really, we should have this in our pocket. I want to go to the assistant and see if he wants to change anything at this point. And Agume, we want to type mark. Just take him out of the game. They haven't really done anything. They've not had a single shot. Defensively, we've kept them. They want to go down the flanks, and we've kept them from going down the flanks. But we can't do anything about set pieces. This is an absolute lottery. They've hit the crossbar. Like I said, it's an absolute lottery. And then they fired over set pieces. Like, do my head in FM. I don't score many, but boy, do I get kittens when the opposition have one. Ah, boy. Yeah, Blake, I agree with you. Arsenal in real life look like every time they get a corner they could score. And they could have got 3 or 4 from corners last night. It was absolutely dire. Are they going to become known as the set-piece team? They've obviously got a good set-piece coach in there. He's worked that system out. And it just seems to work really well. Bajcetic is playing well, apparently. Musiala is not. So Sidamar can come on up front. And we'll just say maybe I'll take Moreno off and Peterson can come on. And I think Marcos needs to be told not to tackle harder anymore. We don't want any more red cards after Shazavari was shockingly sent off. 50% shots on target, I'll take that. You can see that figure is quite low. That's because we're playing in a balanced way. We're not taking risks. And so far that's paid off. You know, I'll take a 2-0 win. Well, a 2-1 after this. It seems like the day of defensive errors, and that, I think, was Patterson, was it? He's just come onto the field, just gifting the ball away. There's no movement in terms of where they are attacking, and we've certainly kept them quiet on that front. I am a little concerned they're playing more up the middle because they can't get down the flanks. They are trying to get down the flanks again and went past Patterson there with ease. And maybe that was not a good move, bringing Patterson on. He needs to be told, oi, let's have some fire in your belly here. Fire him up a bit. He's made 2 errors since he's come on. That's not acceptable. He's only been on a minute. But they are coming back into this game, Villa. And he has been given offside. I wonder if I should push the line up. Blake, I do have some thoughts on opposition instructions. I'm just going to go and have a look at them now. Just let your assistant do it for now. I'm going to do a video on this. The first thing, let your assistant, and then any players that you've identified, I wanted to just take a look at these midfielders. He's nothing to worry about. And Diego Campos, really nothing to worry about. We should hard tackle him because he's not very brave, and he's not very strong, and he's not very aggressive. So we should hard tackle him there in midfield, on the wing. Does he have a weaker foot? His left foot is weak. Let's show him inside. Onto his left foot. And then Rutter is a very good player. He's not, for me, a striker, but he's being played there. And I think he is a very good player and probably should be tight marked. Because he's not very effective as a striker, we could probably tight mark him. And just in the main, look for their playmakers. Just look for their playmakers. And Katanich is playing as a Segunda Volante. We know that. So he's going to try and get further forward. Is he a danger to us? He doesn't look dangerous. So at the moment, we won't do anything. And just keep an eye on him. So it's the playmakers. Carboni. We've all had a look at him earlier. We don't want to tight mark him. He's too good to tight mark. So just have a look at the playmakers and take the playmakers out of the game. That's pretty much what I would say. Tonali can come on. And I think Florian Wirtz. And I think we'll bring on Carioca. And we'll switch those two around and let the Velociraptor go on the attacking role. I am a bit concerned that they are pinching the momentum from us, that we're letting them perhaps, but then they've made a mistake, and that's not brilliant from Villa. Are they going to give the game away here? That wasn't a good pass either. Both teams are struggling at the moment, and that's not a very good cross. It's like, what is going on here? FM, come on, these are two very good football teams, and you're making them look like Vanarama. What is going on? And yeah, they are going down the middle, aren't they? And they have scored. And I knew that they were starting to go down the middle. And the one person I said that he was too good to mark, to tight mark, has got him behind us. And I am going to push the lines up now. My assistant was right. We're going to push the lines up. Our form is not getting any better. Our form is not getting any better. I'm going to put Peterson back on attack now. We've got to go and try and win this game. This is getting silly. We can't keep drawing games. And I am going to go attacking now. We have to take a risk now. we've had chance after chance after chance again, and we haven't put them away. And I'm just like wondering when these world-class strikers are going to start scoring goals again. The goal we scored was a gift. So we really need to start scoring goals. Karaoke's in and he can't score. We still can't score goals. I think the only thing to do is just to let the game do what the game is going to do. Just go attacking against anybody. Let the game do what it's going to do. Because at the moment I feel like I've got no control over what's going on. Absolutely zero control. So if I've got zero control, then we just set up the tactic, put it on attacking, and let the game do what it's going to do. Because this is what I'm seeing, that we couldn't hit a barn door if it fell on us, despite the fact that we've dominated the game yet again. It's always the way. And these draws that we're getting against teams who we should be beating, they're just annoying me now. So I'm not even going to try to adjust in game because it's not working. We'll just go attacking and the game can do what the game wants to do. And has the referee given a penalty there? I think it's outside the box. It's one of those outside the box. Yeah, I know. They were adjusting the licenses to some of the teams because obviously they are not allowed to use the licenses. But I think there are other things that they've done with it. I did say that had been an update. I knew there was an update even before they announced it. But a lot of people didn't believe me. And it's affected. I know it's affected how we're playing, and it's a shame, really. But I'm not going to get into a rant tonight. It's just, I just wish they wouldn't do that. They've affected the game again, and they shouldn't do that. I am going to type Mark Campos now, especially as he should be. Where is he? There's so many glitches in this game. We're going to type Mark Campos. And try and hold on. And we're going to keep the lines high. It's too early to try and close the game down, but there's a goal. No, it's just wide. It's going to be one of these endings. We've absolutely deserved to win, and FM could still take it away from me. That's another dreadful pass. Something has happened. We've not seen this, and something has happened. And the only thing that could have happened is that there's been an update. That's the only thing that has actually happened. And we don't want to counter anymore. We don't want to distribute quickly. We'll slow it down. I'm going to come into a mid-block, lower the line. I don't want to do that. Just like, I don't know what to do because the game's not responding to me anymore. And that's a shame. Campos is still a nuisance. And Patterson has, for me, had an awful game, and he's not taking care of him, to be fair. But let's hope we can grind out another result. And I keep saying this at the moment. We're grinding out results from nothing. We're not looking very good. Just grinding out results. Oh, finally! And it's the Velociraptor. And after I put him on the transfer list... Hi, Raphael. How are you? Hope you've had a good day, Raphael. Or... It's insane. And I, for the life of me, can't work out why this team are just grinding out results rather than winning. I got 4 world-class forward strikers, call them what you will, up front. And not one of them is capable of putting the ball in the net. They're not very world-class, if you ask me. We are struggling to get results. And I just wonder, maybe we're coming into January. Should I slow everything down now? Is it fatigue now? And I need to just slow everything down. And just take everything off. Just stop them running around the pitch with shorter passing. Just more controlled, more disciplined. Switch everything off. Just for January. Maybe February as well. Because we're coming into that period and here they go again. It's like these are not as good a team as we are, but defensively we were the best defensive team in the league last year. And defensively it's like my grandmother's spaghetti sieve. It's like, good Lord, just letting them in. Here you go, free pass. And we're giving away far too much. But Aston Villa's passing has also been shocking, in all fairness. But they are winning the ball since they came off, get stuck in. It's too late for them now, another 3-2. The new Club World Cup. Well, I don't know, it's all about money, isn't it? I think it's an interesting tournament. I don't think teams are going to send their first team there. You can't. You're in so many competitions. You can't send your first team there. It's just a money-making exercise. Probably if they did send their first teams there and played their first teams, it would be interesting and good fun to watch. But it's just too many games, I think. Chelsea won, Man United did win, but Man City drew. Interesting, because I know I played in Brazil, Rafael, in this save, and they just don't seem to have any sort of break at all. They get a couple of weeks off and then they're back into it. So do they really want to add to the fixtures? But then they've got bigger squads. They've got I think I had a squad of about 60 players. So yeah, maybe it's different. What did I do? His decision to change to control possession based. That was in the 83rd minute, or 85th minute. This game is nuts. That did not affect the result at all. Okay, let's suggest giving you a rest. Yeah, he's happy. The Velociraptor, as soon as I put him on the transfer list, gets a goal. You gotta love this game. Manchester City are falling away. United are keeping pace. Oh, absolutely, Rafael. I was with Coritiba for 4 seasons. They were in when I took them over, coming from Japan, they were in the Serie B, struggling. We took them into Serie A, and within a couple of seasons, we won the Libertadores. And in fact, 2 of my Coritiba players are playing in this team, Marcos and Jesus Abba. They have come with me from Coritiba. I need to rest these boys, don't I? So that I have so they have a day where they don't come to training. That might also help with injuries. Patterson was awful in the last game. I hope that's not a sign of things to come. Our passing looked dreadful. Do you think that I do need to slow everything down now? Is that little email telling me that, yeah, Euro can go 52 million? I'll be quite happy. Oh, he's not interested in a move at this point in his career. He's been bugging me for 2-3 months, to the point where I have promised him that I will sell him as long as someone makes an agreeable bid. And now he's like, he doesn't want to leave. What is the matter? This game is insane. And I was thinking, I've got in my pocket, I've got 108 million for the January transfer window. Euro could bring in 50 million. I could have 160 million to play with. I would be laughing. He dedicated it to me, did he? Well, that's very decent of him. Rian Caswell is in the awards for a young player, and of course, we haven't had as many of those this year as we. He's not been training that good. So. Cruzeiro, yeah, we had many fine battles against Cruzeiro. I make it sound like it was real. It is every old man's fantasy, so allow me to believe. The board are not too happy with me. I wonder if what their real feelings are. I mean, everything's good. Why am I only getting a B-? I mean, look at this stuff. Why is it only a B-? I mean, I'm doing everything that they want me to do. Maybe a B- is good. Champions League. Why are these being played then? Well, we're playing Premier League. We could do with a few decent results here. Will we get them? Atletico Madrid 2, Barcelona 1. I think we'll have a look how that affects the... They've knocked us off the top, have they? I wonder why they've played early. Wonder why. Atletico Madrid secure the... Yeah, 16 points is enough. I was right in that assumption. Arsenal drew with Sunderland. That's a good result. Liverpool drawing with Everton's a good result. But no other big games in there. Chelsea struggling at the moment. Can we beat Chelsea? Always tough games against Chelsea. Why does he want to play Bajcetic as a 6'1"? He's decent in the air. Can mark and tackle. Shall I just go with that? Take his word for it and give him a game and see what happens. But I don't want to play him on the left-hand side because he's got a bad left foot. Yeah, so he's on the right with Guehi, Peterson, Arwell Davis, Tonali, Neves, Carioca, Sidamar. I think I might try him out. It's probably the wrong game to be trying him out. I need to have somebody good on the bench should he decide not to have his greatest game. But he's not playing too well as the anchor, so why not give him a shot as the... He's got bags of pace, so he could play as the cover. Why not? Let's give him his chance. But look at the shocking bench here. So let's bring Moreno on. Patterson on. Marcos. We can have him. He's decent on the bench. Landerson and Yoro. And then we need to sort this out. We know Dom Baker probably needs a shot. Or, in fact, Ryan Caswell, who's playing very, very well at the moment. And I'm struggling to find a forward with... that's why you wanted to play Walcate, who for me is not very good. And I'm not prepared to put him on the bench. Probably Dom Baker or Callum Gate. Again, he's another one who's declining. So I'm going to bring in Dom Baker. I can switch these around. I can put Verts up top if necessary. And do it that way. But let's try Badgertich at the back, shall we? See how he gets on, because he hasn't been great as that DM. Are we going to praise him now? Are we? He doesn't look like to me he's doing well in training. No, I don't want to go to a recruitment meeting. I know exactly what the team needs. The Imperial system, yeah. Like, I once tried to play a save in Spain with Spanish money. Oh, I just had me like calculator out all the time. I'd say no, let the game do it. He's out with a cold. Send him home. And that means we have to bring on Patterson, or. There's a young left back here called Nathaniel Wilson. And then Patterson can come onto the bench. João Neves wants to play every game, but he's tired. I'm going to play Landerson. Nathaniel Wilson. I think he's done well of late. When he's played 6.8 and 7.1. Time for him to get his chance. Why not give the youngsters a game? Juventus are in 28th. Good evening, Andy. Nice to see you, my friend. Hope you've had a great day. These are good players, but I don't need a playmaker. Both of them very good players, but I don't need a playmaker. This guy is a really good anchor and Segunda Volante. I'd really like to bring him in. 24 million. I think he's a steal. And we'll see how Badgertich gets on, because if Euro is going to be sold, and I'm fed up of him, and if somebody gives me a bid, I might actually sell Euro and then just say, right, let's bring that boy in. And we'll see how Badgertich gets on at the back, because I think Guehi wants to leave as well. Now he wants to put Jesus Abba in, which I think is probably a sensible move. Attacking? Are you having a laugh? Don't tackle harder. Okay. Are you having a laugh attacking against Chelsea? I think I might then. If he's changed his mind, I might change my mind as well and bring Jesus Abba in. And Badgertich can go onto the bench. He can go onto the bench instead of Marcos, and then we could try him out maybe later if worst comes to the worst. I am going to start Patterson on the left-hand side and maybe play Wilson. I've just got cold feet. Almost a classic, Andy. And if the referee had not blown the whistle when he did, who knows what might have happened with that. I think the referee was worried that it was going to a classic 4-3. I'm going to put a stop to that. I'm not quite sure why he did blow the whistle. Caicedo, McCarthy, Reece James. Usually have to type mark Reece James. Who's he? He's pretty decent. Very good player, actually. Modric can be a nasty influence for me, so let's just put him, and also Kai Havertz. Look at that passing and vision. Those two. Let's stop those two. Our home form is important to us. I want to keep saying that. I wonder if if it's not going very well, I'm gonna lower the tempo, because I have a funny feeling. Yeah, I know you're not saying that, Andy. I have a funny feeling that we are playing too quick, and now they're getting too tired because the tempo's too high. Bless their cotton socks. You know, they're not getting paid enough for what I'm asking them to do, so bless them. We're making them play a little bit too fast. And it's actually not too fast. It's only slightly higher tempo. I could click that button and make you play higher tempo, you know. Then you'd have something to complain about, my boys. They are playing down the middle. I am not happy about teams who play down the middle. So I'm just going to push my line up a little bit. Hopefully we will contain them. I'm going to put Patterson on support as well. I just don't want to lose this game. I'm in that mood where I don't want to lose. And that if being defensive and boring is what it takes, then that's what it's going to take. Because at the moment, the team is not playing very well. So grinding out results, until we start banging in goals for fun, grinding out results is going to be the order of the day. See, that's terrible. Absolutely dreadful. And we got caught with a counter-attack here, which will probably lead to a goal. He's way out of position. Because he's given away a penalty. He simply made a right twit of himself. And that's Patterson again. And that's 3 mistakes he's made. And it's cost. And I don't think I can actually play Patterson at the moment if he's going to play like that. Everybody also got caught way up the pitch, but we are playing with a balanced mentality. We saved it. After all that, it's been saved. We're playing balanced. Everybody is not supposed to go marauding up the pitch if we're playing in a balanced mentality. 1 or 2 are supposed to stay at home. Come on, win this ball. Nicely done. So there's something desperately wrong with the way we are playing. Now, we did get that email, and look, we haven't created anything. I did get that email that said that I had an extreme effect on the game by playing with a controlled possession style. So let's slow it down. And we'll see what happens. And that might be the game telling me they're getting too tired. The tempo is too high for them. Poor things. And, you know, it's like heartbreak, isn't it? Caicedo, Alex, Brahami, all the ones I didn't mark. Remove, work the ball into the box. It's interesting because we're actually not doing anything. And I think I'll leave it till halftime, and I will tell them that they've got to be more positive. We've got to start creating chances. It's more about creating chances than shooting. Nobody's created a single chance. Well, that's offside, I'm afraid. So we still really haven't created a chance, although that's been given as a chance. And I think I think I'm going to put him on support because he's an absolute nightmare at the moment. And we'll put Peterson on attack. But at the moment, it's shocking. And we haven't taken nearly enough shots. This is a good call, and that's now when you need to do something. And look at Siedemar. Finishing only 13. So I want him to shoot less often. An interesting call, but I also want him to dribble less, which will mean that he passes the ball a little bit more. He's got good passing, so I want him to pass the ball a little bit more. And then Gray probably needs to take more shots. Gray has good long shot, good finishing, good composure. He's got great technique. So he probably is the one who needs to be the one who's shooting. So his instruction will complement Siedemar. So we'll tell him to shoot more often. Also to dribble less as well. I don't want them dribbling in the penalty area. And then we have players like Karaoke. 13 finishing, his composure's good, his brilliant technique, long shots 13. I want him to shoot more often as well. He needs to take fewer risks and just shoot more often. And then Florian Wirtz is Florian Wirtz. Finishing 30. I don't want him shooting more often. I want him taking more risks and shooting less often. So I want him to be threading the balls. And then we will take off that work the ball into the box. So it's, as well as altering that, you want to be telling, once you tell them we haven't had enough shots on goal, you've got to change something to help them. That's your job as a manager, is to help them. So we have changed a few things, and hopefully now the likes of Wirtz will start. Wirtz and Seed. What is that, referee? Send him off. Pelestri. The likes of Siedemar and Wirtz will start creating chances now, and we are playing in a bit more of a positive way, and hopefully we'll see this going up. And then once we create chances, Gray, hopefully, and who's the other one? Karaoke will start banging them in. That's the theory. But nothing is happening. So let's go back to the original theory of it is a lines thing. So we're going to go into a high press. I don't think we've got the energy left. If we're playing control possession, we should be playing high anyway. We've given the ball away again, have we? This is really, it's really hard to figure out what is going on here. Do I need to go into a low block? What is wrong with these guys? It's not them, it's the game. There's been this update and it's the game. Wirtz is injured. Caswell can come on and have a game. Now I don't want him shooting more often. So, and I don't want him dribbling more. So those can come off. Karaoke will take off, shoot less often. Come on, Caswell, have a game for us. Guehi is like an idiot. So Badgetic is going to play us, the centre-back. And then Karaoke is an absolute dumbbell. as well as Siedemar and Gray. Neither of them are playing very well. It's like the game has switched them off. I mean, I know this of old. The game has switched them off, and I'm really struggling to work out how do you get round this. It's another challenge. There has to be a way around it. I've tried Max going direct. That doesn't work. We've tried that one before. It's a switch, and I will say this until the day I die. Until they take it out, there is a switch. And the switch is active at the moment. Brahami. Anything I do is not going to have any effect at all. Nothing at all. The game has taken control now, and what I want to do is irrelevant. I've had my time where it allowed me to make changes. King Grey now is... Okay, I'm going to do something weird. Siedemar can still stand up. We'll put Grey in here and then bring Shazafari in here, who can play as an advanced playmaker on support. He can roam from position and dribble less. And who else needs to come off? They're just playing so badly. So I'm prepared to listen to people in the chat's idea. The last game did seem to be mentality, and we went to positive, and we won it. That was a mentality-based thing. I don't think it's mentality against Chelsea. I think that our passing is shot. So we're going to try slightly more direct. We're going to try it anyway. And I am going to try something I haven't tried before. We do have a lot of flair players, so let's be a little bit more expressive. Let's create some stuff. I have got one full back on attack, one wing back on attack, one on support. We should be getting up the pitch now, but we're not. It's just the strangest thing. We've created 2 chances throughout the game. Let's go attacking. But anything that I do is having no effect whatsoever. Whatever I change, it's just not changing anything at all. Except we'll probably give a goal away now, because we've gone to attacking. So I don't know what's happening, but like I said, it's beyond my control. So there's nothing I can do. Until I get control back, we're going to be this poor team who can't score goals, and don't listen to the manager. That's how it is. So it's at times like this, I just want to go on holiday. And then when I come back, the assistant manager has sorted it out. Or the other thing is to go to key highlights and just let the game do what the game is going to do, which I think I'm going to do. And until we start banging goals in for fun, then... I mean, maybe, as was happening in the save prior to this one, I've lost the dressing room again. I don't know. It's beyond me. They're looking like they're playing out from the back, so what I will do now is counter press just to see if they'll make an error. But whatever I seem to do is having no effect. And my players just look like a bunch of idiots from the car park, and not the world-class players that they are. We've created 2 opportunities in this game. There's nothing I can do. We haven't moved. Nothing's moved in that heat map in this half. This has not moved. And it's like, what do you want me to do, FM? And maybe it's time to, like, okay, I'll play the youth team then. Like, if this team can't play football anymore, I'll play the youth team. Look at that as a pass. That is not how we've been playing. We've just been switched off. And there's the goal. I knew that was coming because we've gone attacking. So whoever said attacking mentality, I'm not trying that anymore. I should have just gone with my own instinct and gone defensive in the low block. I mean, it's just dreadful. So I'm going to switch now to key highlights. And the game can do what it wants to do. It's all right, Raphael. If I'd gone short passing, it would have done the same to me. Nothing is working. And I'm just going to go to key highlights, set the tactic up, and the game can do what it wants to do now. Because I'm fed up of not being in control. And eventually it will let me back. It will let me have control eventually. And anybody who says there isn't a switch in this game, you can clearly see it. Look at another pass goes astray. They have no idea how to play football anymore. They have no idea what tactic we're playing. Absolutely, really no idea. And now I mean, this is just disgusting, really. You were not good enough. And the worst thing is, it's not the fact that you lose. It's the fact that the game has taken control of me. I can't do anything. There is nothing I can do. So, if that's the case, then we will let the game have control. And I won't bother playing. Because that's the only way I can see of doing it. And I've tested this. And if you go on holiday, come back in 4 games' time, your assistant has sorted it out and you've got control back. It's bonkers that it does this. But it's like the last resort for the game. There's nothing else it can come up with. Let's switch him off, that none of his instructions, and we'll just generate the scores and he'll have to put up with them. That's its last resort, and that's why it occurs late in your saves. It's the last resort. So from now on, I'm just setting up a tactic, and whatever happens is whatever happens. Because I'm getting tired of it. It's either saying I become a bad manager overnight, or my players become bad players overnight. It's saying one of those two things. And I'm not believing either of them. I am not going to believe either of them. Yes, don't suggest attacking. It's not good in this game. You shouldn't attack in FM24. Balanced is the best way to go about it. So that means the Premier League. Did Man United win? Probably. Oh, they're playing now, are they? Did I rest the players? Yeah. So I'm going to go to key highlights now, and because I've lost interest in trying to influence the game. I can't. There's nothing I can do. And then when it lets me back into the game, I'll go back to how I normally play. We'll know because we'll start banging goals in, and we'll put together a run of 3 or 4 wins. And then we'll know that control has been given back. Because the assistant manager is very good at getting this control back. So I don't even know why I'm bothering to look at this, because it doesn't make any difference. So we're just going to set the tactic up and we're going to roll with it. And we're going to set it up in the way that we play. or have been playing, they don't understand the tactic anymore, unfortunately. And we'll play positive for this game because they are rubbish. I just don't understand why this should be allowed to happen and why people accept that it happens. And now Man United have caught us up. Well, isn't that exciting? Yeah, the game has arranged it so that Man United have caught us up. That's so exciting, FM. How wonderful. Yeah, that's how I feel. And switching you off is tantamount to cheating, basically. It's cheating. If you are not allowed to play, then that is cheating. So, no wonder other people cheat. I am so, like any game I play, I'm so anti-cheating. And if they switch me off, that is cheating. And I won't cheat in this game, so I don't see why the game should be allowed to cheat against me. Because switching somebody off, taking control off them for a period of time, is cheating. And I'm tired of it. And it's not the fact that you lose, it's the fact you don't have any control. I don't mind making decisions, as you've seen before. When I've live streamed, we've made really bad decisions. Remember that Tottenham game? Where I made a really poor decision and pushed the line up and they got behind us to win 2-1. Hands up, I made a bad decision. But when this happens, and I'm not allowed to even make bad decisions, that's when that's wrong. That's not a game anymore. Enough. I'm just going to play through in key highlights. I'm also going to play young boys in this game, just in case it's tiredness. So we'll bring this left back on. And we'll bring the right back in. And I think we'll keep Aber and Guehi. Neves, yeah. We'll bring Yoro in, put him in the shop window. And then Carioca. We will play Caswell. And Musiala will swap over with Wirtz. I think that's cool. Gives a few young boys some games. Absolutely, Salonic. It does work. And like they were Aston Villa. Was it Aston Villa we played against? Yeah, they were playing a 4-4-2 wing play. They could not get behind us. And that it works an absolute treat. But this now is nonsense. And with these games coming up, I suspect we've been switched off completely. The game did not like what we did last year. What we did last year was sensational. And it's decided we're going to address it. Because what we did last year, and the game doesn't like that. And so it's going to address it now. And then we're not going to do it again this year. So it's going to switch me off. And it keeps switching me off. And the interesting thing is that these teams also are losing. And that is not fair to them either. It's like, come on. Get a grip of yourself. They've got to take that out of the game. And you can't tell me it's not in there. I've experienced it so many times now. Where it's like, I'm doing things and nothing is happening. I'm telling the boys to do things and nothing happens. We went direct, nothing happened. We went attacking, nothing happened. We went defensive, nothing happened. It's exactly the same. The score is already prepared. And during these periods, the game generates a score. Every time we go out onto the pitch, every week, the game generates 10 game scores, including ours. And they're generated around about Sunday after, or Monday after the last game. They will then generate the new results for the next weekend. That's how the game works. You have an opportunity to change your result. You can't do anything about the others, but you can change yours. And that's in-game management and pre-game management, opposition instructions. But there is also a switch where all that means nothing. And we're back in one again. And it's something that you feel it. Nothing works, so you feel it. So I just follow what he says. Ooh. Ratcliffe is unregistered. Wilson's unregistered. Sorry, boys, you're not going to get your chance. Patterson then. And, oh, look at his bench. And this guy, what are you doing? And Peterson. Arwell Davis. These guys are nutter. He's got, okay, whatever is whatever, because I really don't care at this point when I've been switched off. I'm not bothered. So we're just going to play as we play, and the game can do what it wants. We'll leave it at that. I do want to go to the assistant. And he can set the opposition instructions. And we'll check in with him at half-time, see if he wants to change them. But I might as well not look, because that's how we're going to play. And whatever the result is whatever the result is. I'm tired of trying to change it when it's not allowing me to do that. They are in 24th, which is quite interesting. Mind you, the last time I came into contact with Juventus, they were in absolute disarray. Absolute disarray. But something has quite interestingly happened in that save. Something very interesting. Because I have continued it from where we left off. Look at this passing, it's terrible. Absolutely, Andy. I just posted on Facebook the other day that I just picked up my medication yesterday. And the next time I do that, it'll just be going straight in my case. Talk about a countdown. We are begun. Offside. See, this is a world-class striker who 10 yards from goal blasts it into Rosette. The game's already decided. There's nothing I can do. The score has been decided, and this time I cannot influence it. So do what you need to do. And can you be quick about it? Or let's get to key highlights. Says, can you just be quick about it? I should instant results, shouldn't I? Because it save the pain of having to watch this. And it isn't the fact that you lose games. I don't mind losing when I play games. Not this, but when I play board games, I don't mind losing. If people play well, I don't mind losing. But if people tell me you can't have a go for 6 goes, then that's cheating. And I will get upset. Look at it, 5 shots, 1 on target. Unbelievable. I think it's low block. It's because I'm not playing in a low block. That's all it is. So I'm going to go into a low block and then we won't lose. So let's go into a low block and be done with it. The game favours a low block. I mean, European games, it doesn't matter because it lets you win them anyway. There is no way we are not qualifying in the top 8. And that in itself is, I mean, it's really silly. A silly, silly thing. Why should we automatically win enough games in Europe every single season? Automatic. And yet we can't beat bloody Southampton from the Championship. But, you know, give us these top teams in Europe, we'll blow them away. Well, I say blow them away, we'll grind out another 1-0 win. Two-nil win. Yeah, it's still going, Krasnarok. Still going. Oh, perhaps it's only going to be a 1-0 win. I don't have any control. I've given up trying to control it because everything that I used to do that worked doesn't work anymore. So I'm going to key highlights and we're just going to wait till we put a 3 or 4 game run together. Then I'll know I've got control back and then we'll start playing properly again. Looking at these stats, we should be about 3-0 up. Don't get complacent. Musiala, dreadful. You're a world-class player and I keep telling you you've not done good enough. It's like, the game's insane. I really think the game is insane. But we are not altering the tactic anymore. Yeah, they did, Mark. They did a license update, but I think they've done something else as well. I don't know what. It's just a feeling. But when I turned on my save on Tuesday, it was completely different to what it was before. No, we don't want to do that. Slows the game down. Oh, 1-1. So the game this game is not... it's not difficult to work out how it does it. It generates scores every week, every Sunday or Monday after the final game of the last game week. It will generate the new scores. There's nothing that anyone can do to change the result of 9 of them, but you can change the result of yours. Good game management, good pre-match prep, and you can change the result. However, later in your save, I'm pretty certain if you go 10 seasons, you'll come across the switch where it'll switch you off. And this team is not playing very well against an absolute rubbish Juventus team. It also makes your team of world-class players look like schoolboys who haven't got a clue. And they don't look right. They should be zipping the ball around it slovenly. Dreadful. It's just, they just don't look right. It's just, oh God. So maybe it is. I've got to play the youth. Yeah, he's going to be given offside. Gray's going to be given offside. I'm not going to be allowed to win this. Already it's telling me I'm dropping down to 4th, so I know it's disallowed. Yeah, because that came before the decision. So if I drop down to 4th, I knew it was going to be disallowed. I think I like playing the game for 5 or 6 seasons. That's why mainly my saves I try to do in 5 or 6 seasons. After 5, 6 seasons, the game goes insane. It goes absolutely insane. And I don't know what it is, why it does that, what SI could possibly think why we would want that. Offside this time? Time to make subbies. So, why would SI think we want an absolutely insane game? Why would they think that's what we want? Because after 6 seasons, it's... oh my God. And the stupidest things happen. Musiala, did he just score them? I think he did. Patterson is having a nightmare. I don't have any more defenders. Moreno will have to come over that side, and Marcos can fill in here. He can play as a full-back on support. So I actually only like playing 5 or 6 seasons. Some of the best saves that I've done, like the Ferguson save, like the Benfica save. The game doesn't have time to go crazy in the first 5 or 6 seasons. But why SI would think that we all as game players want an absolutely stupid game from season 7, I don't know. Unless people have written into SI and said, please, can we have a really stupid game after season 7? But I haven't. I don't know about you guys. I'm going to play that what's his name? Wakate? Because he keeps coming up on the bench. Let's give him a run out. So yeah, generally I only like 5 or 6 season saves and then it's done. But this is not the free scoring team that we were. And it's been like this since Tuesday. Or no, last Thursday it began. Was it on Sunday? I think we have to come off attacking now. That cost us before going attacking. But not this time. And finally, Musiala has scored a goal. How marvellous. But at the moment, you can tell I'm actually not enjoying the game. Even though I'm winning, I'm not enjoying it because I want control back. I'd rather lose and have control than watch us win and not have any control here. But we'll only know we've got control back when we've gone on at least a 3-game winning streak. And then we'll know we've got it back. And how do I know that's experience? Because it's happened so many times. And I know also by testing it that if you go on holiday for about 4 weeks, you come back and it's all fixed. I'm like, okay. So I did a video on that and the results of the tests. Does your manager need a holiday? Caswell 6.7, not bad. The 2 fullbacks didn't do too badly either. This boy is on a 7.4. Did he score? Well, Kate, he's on a 7.4. What did he do? No idea what he did. So is this now where we go? Because Arsenal, is this now where we go off the top? I'd be surprised if they take control off me against Arsenal. So I'm going to go at least try against Arsenal. And I know that I've been caught by Arsenal before, so we're going to play higher up. I'm going to trigger press more often and get stuck in against Arsenal. Because I know they're playing in a vertical tiki-taka, aren't they? No wing play. But Saka is going to want to come inside. Enough just to watch the individuals. But I've been caught against these before for not being positive enough. So we are going to play positive. We'll try. We'll see if I've got any sort of control back. Maybe we have. Maybe it's surely not going to allow control to be taken away from me for a big game like this. But it might. It might. Those boys did well. I think those fullbacks should be playing more. But isn't it strange? I can't beat anybody in the Premier League, and yet we're top of the league in the European Champions League. It's daft. That's what I would call it, just daft. Well, we know they're a good team. And we know I have to play my first team. Asking for a friend. Who is asking for a friend, John? Well, you find loads of people willing to talk to you in here. Absolutely certain of that. So Aber and Guehi, I'm going to play. Who's not playing well? Aber. He's declining a little bit. Guehi. This is dreadful. They're both bad. That maybe explains why we've been so bad recently. Because those two are just dreadful. But they have to play in this game. I may Marcos on because he's starting to complain he's not getting enough game time. So maybe Marcos for Guehi, let them play together. And Peterson and Patterson. Is it he wants... I'm going to put him on an attack duty. Patterson on support. Neves and Tonali. Wirtz and Carioca. Arwell Davis. Where's Carioca? He's injured. So Shazavari and Wirtz. Musiala and Gray. That's the team, boys. And on the bench, Patterson, Moreno, Guevara. The rest looks okay. Bajcetic, Yoro, Landerson, probably not. Or maybe... Yeah, that will have to be it, won't it? Dom Baker, perhaps, instead of Yoro. I think we go with that. We have to... And I remember that we've got caught out because we haven't been attacking enough against Arsenal. Let's go for it. And wing play, I'm not sure about wing play. I think they get the ball out to the wings, but the guys cut inside. So I might have a higher line. So we'll see if we've got some control back, because I'm making some changes and trying to learn from what's gone before. So we'll see. Not that I'm bothered. And... let's go to the game. Now, can you play football today? Arsenal are in 9th. So they're just a name. That's all. They're just a name. We should be winning this. How come they're in 9th? They chased us all the way last year. Chelsea and Manchester City. Oh, no, it wasn't. It was Man United, wasn't it, who chased us all the way. So what's happened? Manchester United lost. You see, when we are in this bad run, it will not let the teams below us win either. And I feel really bad for them, like Man City also, and Chelsea drew. I feel really bad for Man City and Man United because we are on a bad run. It's not their fault, but they are not allowed to win either. This is bizarre. It's absolutely nuts. It's not their fault. Now he wants me to play with a lower line of engagement, and I've got caught with that before. I think team instructions are quite... opposition instructions are quite... what? These are right, okay. Caswell and Wilson. I feel really sorry for Man City and for Chelsea and Man United. They're not allowed to win either. Like, it's not them on a bad run, FM, it's us on a bad run. They're allowed to still win. It's just bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. And it's been doing this It does this time and time and time again to me. And if we win now, we'll go back 3 points clear, and we don't deserve to be. The way we've been playing, we don't deserve to be. Go home, you're drunk. Probably a good way of looking at it. Okay, we don't do never press. Declan Rice, we do tight mark, as well as Bukayo Saka. Martinelli, we definitely need to keep an eye on. Who is this Craigle? Hard tackle on left foot. And Verola. Didn't he have a good game against us last time, Verola? I'm going to tight mark him anyway. I think he had a very good game against us last time. Now, we got caught because we were too defensive last time. So this time we're not going to be playing defensive. Although my assistant says play with a low block now. When last time he was saying, nah, you've got to play higher against them. I don't know. But we did get caught. And we invited them on. And we were 2 goals down within 5 minutes. And from then we never came back. So I don't want to invite them on this time. We can play football. Well, used to be able to. We used to be able to give teams a game. Now we don't know what we're doing. And again, we're missing chances again. Like you can see straight from the get-go. We just can't get the ball anywhere near the goal. We were putting teams away before. Now it's like, this isn't going to be our highlight then, is it? This looks more like an Arsenal highlight. Bit of a poor pass coming up in a minute. Well, that's a good pass. Oh, and Akeem Gray's put us 1 up. Here he is having a look. He was strolling along there. Hello. You are disallowed, of course. Hello from Italy. Well, I'm not in Italy. Hello, you from Italy. How is your day? Hope you're well. Welcome to the stream. I'm not in a happy mood at the moment. Although our shots on target ratio is very good. I don't know why we can't score goals. I just don't understand it. Peterson is having a very good game. Something to be wary of. He's getting forward really well on that side. Maybe I should focus on his side. He made a really good run then again. Has this one allowed, referee? Yes, he's going off in that direction. And this time, maybe the game has given me a bit of credit because I've learned from what happened last time. And then we haven't sat back against them this time. Maybe the game has listened at last. Because when we sat back, they beat us comfortably. We were 2-0 down within 5 minutes, I think. Now we haven't sat back. Maybe the game has listened to us because we are absolutely pushing them deep into their own half. Is this the time where I take control back? Maybe all I've got to do is make one really positive decision at these times. I don't know. I'm still trying to work out the way around it. Arsenal have not had a shot, which is very dangerous. And we have got a very good shots on target ratio. It was coming, Salonic. It was coming. Pushing up, they're playing across the field, Arsenal, so it doesn't look much like wing play to me. That's a good cross as well. Oh, Gray, you had an open goal there. Oh, we're back to what we were doing before. They'll score from corners. It's always a worry when they're not in the game. It always worries me silly. Especially a team like Arsenal. They shouldn't be not in the game. And all I've done is just push high up the pitch. That's all that I've actually done. That's not going to be enough to outsmart Arsenal. But then everybody who's a threat to me is playing badly at the moment. And I do feel sorry for them. That both United and City couldn't win this weekend. Which is why I was thinking a defeat was coming up. Because if we get defeated, then we'll still be on top, because the others couldn't win either. Peterson's having a stormer. But that was a bit selfish. We'll do the other one as well. I don't like to switch those off because they can score goals, those boys. They've been scoring lots of goals. But that was a little selfish. That's better. Another miss. This is not how we play. We're wasteful. Really, really wasteful at the moment. They're not bad chances. They're good, clear-cut chances that they're missing. Absolute. Here we go. From a set piece. Almost. Now, who was that? I don't know. I didn't click on him quick enough. But I need to type mark him, whoever it was. Because at the moment, it's only set pieces that they look like they're going to trouble me. Another one. Who is that? Is it the goal? The Arsenal set piece machine. Who is that? Him. C.A.G. Oh, they're like, okay, FM, do what you need to do. It's like, they've done nothing. You do what you need to do, FM. I am just getting totally fed up of you now. Oh, no. Oh, no. No, look at my forwards. They're absolutely dreadful, the lot of them. Transfer window coming up, boys. I'm surprised Wirtz hasn't been injured. He hasn't been injured for about 4 games now. He's not allowed to play for me. And the game's allowing him to play for me. I'm surprised. Who is he? I don't know who it was that stood outside the box. Was it Craigle? I don't know who it was. So unless I can find out who he is, it doesn't matter because we can't score goals. It's like, these have been really good chances. Look at the XG. They've been really, really good chances. My forwards cannot score goals. And that's the end of the matter. And I've lost control. I've got no control at the moment. Whatever the game has decided. I've told him to do a balanced. My set piece coach has been told to do a balance between zonal and tight marking. The game is rigged. I can only say the game is rigged. And that's why I don't like going past season 5 or 6. Because it's getting really silly now. And we're going to lose this because Manchester United and Manchester City didn't win. That's why I know we'll lose. And then it's not going to allow me to win if those two haven't won. It's all part of the magnificent excitement it's setting up. And we can't hit a barn door to save our lives. And we can set up 1,000 chances, we'll still only have one goal. I mean, I'd like to intervene, but I know I've just got no control at the moment. We're just pasting them. Just absolutely pasting them. Oh! Offside, referee? Well, this is interesting. Wirtz woke up. He'll go back to sleep now. And the only thing that I've done any different in this game is to push the lines up higher. Because I knew that we got beaten by Arsenal last time, because that was my fault. Because I gave them too much respect and pulled the lines back, let them onto us. So the only thing that I've done in this game is actually push the lines up. That's the only thing I've done. So is the game telling me you've got to now start playing with high lines? Where the low block has worked. Absolutely, absolutely. Absolutely, David. Because we don't know what's going to happen in the next one. I mean, I'm not controlling this. I'm not. I refuse to at the moment. When we win 3 games in a row, I'll take control back. But there has to be a way around this. I still believe there is a switch, and there has to be a way around that. And I've looked for a long, long time, but maybe it is like this is a complete change to how we've been playing. We normally play in a mid or low block. This is a complete change. And maybe the way round the switch is to play in a completely different way than you normally play. David, of course it's rigged. It's rigged to the point that the scores are generated. Even your score is generated. And people play this game by playing, just using a tactic, going into key highlights. And in key highlights, you can't alter anything. It goes so fast. And also, I've seen them playing. They play on such a speed that it's impossible to alter anything in game. So the result is the result. And yet you go on to win things. The better they simply go into transfer windows, buy better players, and go on to win things. It's a way to do it. So is in-game management that important anyway? Because you can just win anyway, just allowing the game just to do its thing. So if you get better players, the game eventually will say, yep, you're the winner. And but there is, I still believe, and I've proven over the years, that you can win without the best players in the world. That you can alter the result in game. And I believe in that. And I think that I've had great success with that. But I also believe that once you reach a certain amount of seasons, the game does absolutely nutty things. Really nutty things. And that's beyond your control. Like one of the things it did in my Ipswich save was somebody stole 7 million from my transfer budget. What is that about? Who put their hand in the till? Like I had 9 million in the transfer budget, and then when I looked on deadline day, I had 2 million. Somebody stole 7 million. The game does insane things when you reach a certain level. And, I'd still like to know who stole that money. And I was going to show the guys an image. I had an image from the live stream previously 2 weeks ago where it said 9 million. And not only were we 7 million short when I looked before deadline day, but we were also over wage budget. And I'm like, what has happened? I haven't signed anybody. I haven't done anything. And it's insane sometimes. It's absolutely insane. But it's okay. I didn't in the end spend that 2 million either. It was like I just totally lost interest in the transfer window. I mean, I just don't know. But I do believe that the longer you go on, and it's round about 9 or 10, season 9 or 10, the game starts to do very, very strange things. And I firmly believe that one of them is a switch, where whatever you do that's worked in the past, it's been working brilliantly in the past, It's now not going to work. And that is so frustrating. It's not the fact that you lose games. I've lost games and held my hands up and said I made a mistake. It's the fact that you've lost control. You're not allowed to take part. That's what hurts. It's like, as I said, playing Monopoly and you're doing all right. But then somebody says, no, you can't have a go for 10 goes. That's like you start losing then because you can't have a go. And that is, for me, tantamount to cheating. And I don't know, make your own minds up. But I don't think I'm the only one who's ever come across this switch. I mean, I know people who just set up a tactic and play in key highlights and just get through games as fast as they can. They don't take part in any sort of in-game management. So they will never have come across the switch. And you know you're in the switch because it's a feeling you have. It's nothing more than a feeling that I'm not in control anymore. That whatever I'm asking them to do, they're not doing. So unless you play in Extended and do in-game management, you don't know about the switch. You don't know that feeling you get where I'm not in control. And people who do play in key highlights and never have done any in-game management in their lives are telling me, no, there's no switch. How do they know when they've never tried it? Go on, get in. See, that one little tweak has beaten Arsenal 4-1. Maybe the way around it is to play in totally the opposite way to what you normally play. I don't know. Sure, you're right about the switch. Once you have a team with rammed with those, you basically won. Yeah, you've got so good at that point. The only thing the game has left is to take control off you. It's the only thing the game has got left. So, I mean, and I know a lot of people disagree with me, but a lot of those people are people who just play in key highlights and don't bother with in-game management. And that's fine. Everybody plays the game differently. I just like not to hunt for wonder kids and bring 10 wonder kids into my squad. I just like to try and work out if you can win with players who are not so good. And you can influence the game. And you can change the game. And so, yeah, unless you've done that and you've done in-game management and you've tried it that way, then you can't criticize me because you don't know what that feeling is. Injury crisis coming. Yeah, there's that as well. And then there's you'll buy a player. This can also happen, though, in your very first season, as it happened with Ipswich. But then I think that's another issue. That doesn't feel like a season 1 save to me. Or now as it is a season 2. Doesn't feel like it to me. It feels like a season 10 already. That was more than a good win. I should have said that was outstanding. But we're still not pulling clear, even though United lost, City drew. Fitness concerns. The season is only in November and all these players are jaded. It's like November. Musiala, Gray, Abba. Both forwards can't be rested. Musiala can be rested. But I can't rest both of them. And Gray, when's the next game? Schedule. And this glitch really gets on my nerves. Oh, Sunderland, impossible game. 4 days. So Gray can rest for 2 days. So take Gray out. And rest those for 1 day. Gray can rest for 2 days. I can't use them, take them both out. I don't have cover unless I can get Kumalo back. I think that I might have to get Kumalo back in the winter transfer window. He doesn't complain. They'll complain now that they're being rested and like, I'm a star player, why are you resting me? Because you said it was okay. Because you didn't argue with me when I said I'm going to rest you for the next match. Huh. One of the tough things about a save like this is when they get to this level, it's not winning games that's the problem. It's actually looking after the team. That's the big problem. The dynamics. You get to this stage, you get this all the time. We have 20 unhappy players at the club. That's inevitable. So the game management becomes managing the team. So, okay, we can't play Musiala. So Sidamar is a perfect replacement. Who was it? Jesus Abba is being rested. So perfect opportunity for Guehi to play with Marcos. Peterson can be replaced with Moreno. If I rest Neves, he's going to go ballistic. But Landerson can play. And Bajcetic, a good game for Bajcetic. Wirtz needs resting. Well, we have plenty of good young talent up there. So Dom Baker can come in. Who were the three? Oh, a youth intake. 2 attacking midfielders. We get loads of attacking mids through. Who needs a rest? Nobody. Nobody needs a rest. They lied to me. Classy Wirtz. That's interesting. It's disappeared. It's completely disappeared, that email. Okay, I'll work it out by my bloody self then. Steal the email. It'll, once we get here, I'll know. The email has completely gone. I don't know where. I did not delete it. You saw I did not delete it. Sunderland play wing play. Everybody seems to play wing play these days. But I think, as well, I don't think we're switched on yet. I'm going to play higher. Positive. What? We don't want to go to meetings. We don't like meetings. Well, we've got a transfer window coming up very shortly. That is going to be such fun. I've got so many wanted players. I've got Verba. You look, I know Jesus Abba is one of the ones who's supposed to be rested. So don't give me that. So Abba. Where is Abba? I can get it in promises, can't I? So Abba Musiala feels let down. Abba Musiala. Only 2? Oh yeah, because Gray I didn't want to rest. See, he's got both of them in, Abba and Musiala, trying to trip me up. Although I actually quite like the look of that team without Abba and Musiala. I'm going to do something really strange here. I'm going to rest Gray anyway and put him on the bench. And put Florian Wirtz up front. Musiala can't be on the bench, nor Abba. Carioca comes in for Musiala. And Yoro for Jesus Abba. Oh, he's already. Peterson, Arwell Davis. How many games has he played lately? He needs to play. Arwell Davis needs to play. So, Jesus Abba Musiala resting. Yoro for Guehi. Guehi resting. That'll do. Even my assistant manager's trying to trip me up at the moment. It actually usually says alongside them that they have been promised a rest. Doesn't say here. It's really sneaky. But you can see in the promises. It's 2. Veloso needs to be sold. Probably Shazavari needs to be sold as well. I'm tired of them. Whinge, 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 whinge. Shazavari's played a lot of football. Musiala. For a 20-year-old, 22-year-old, Shazavari has played an awful lot of football. Expectations to win. You know this is Sunderland, don't you? You know they are 17th in the league. And you expect us to beat them? This is not real life. This is FM. We don't win against teams who are 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th. Hey, veteran, how are you doing? So, no, we'll stay positive. Attacking's a bit extreme. Means I would have to risk balls over the top. So there's a lot of players here being given a lot of game time. Even the 2 young fullbacks have had game time. And I'm struggling to understand why these players are always unhappy. They can't play every game because every so often I'm being told they need a rest. And Jesus Abba has had 2 rests. Musiala's had about 3 rests. They can't do it. He's not bad. Not bad. So I'm going to type mark him, take him out of the game. Dom Ballard doesn't seem like a man I should be too worried about. Hard tackle him and tight mark him. Really, really, we should be... Oh, it is, of course, the big rivalry, isn't it? Yeah, I'm pretty good. Trying not to get too upset by the game. We're trying to laugh it off. This is, of course, the big rivalry, isn't it? I'm just going to say our home form is important. I don't want to get sucked into that big rivalry nonsense. We should win it anyway. Although it means nothing. I'd just like to see us play the way that we do play and get a good 5-0 win one day. Like the old days. Like the days we used to do that. Oh, please, no. Not from a set piece again. Everybody scores from set pieces from me. Not this time. We're not slow passing, are we? I'm going to up the tempo a little bit. These boys have got to do more. I like slow and lethargic. Who's on set pieces? One corner, one free kick. So he's not... It's not from free play. We're starting to look at him and start worrying about him. But they're from corners and set and free kicks. Again, it's creating, isn't it? We've created nothing. It's creating stuff we're having trouble with. Time to change the tactic, maybe. I know you do have to stop playing the way you want to play in FM. Something's definitely not right. Yeah, maybe time to change what we're doing. I mean, I can't find... The game's been trying to do this for a while, I think, because we cannot find a defensive midfielder. It's quite strange. I think I've managed to find one, but he's not as good as the outgoing player. So that's strange in itself that I can't find a DM. Just like... That is very, very weird. My scouts have been doing their jobs for a year and a half. And that particular group, they can't find a defensive midfielder. So maybe it is saying you have to change your tactic, especially if Yoro is going out. I don't know what I'd do. I'd have to push Guehi up into DM because he can play as a defensive mid. Are we going to get another goal from another set piece, are we? People will be calling us Arsenal soon. We have. It's funny how the Velociraptor started scoring and Yoro started scoring. How strange. So you want me to change the tactic, Vedran, do you? What do you suggest? Because we got no wingers. So what do you suggest? What should I do? I could go with a diamond. Then I'd only need one DM. There's plenty of centre mids out there. There's just no DMs. Finding a Segunda Volante is like finding a needle in a haystack. But there are deep-line playmakers around. Maybe I should go back to the 4-1-2-2-1. I have to bring in a couple of wingers in the in the transfer window. I don't know what else to do. I mean, I could do the 4-2-3-1, but everybody's bored of the 4-2-3-1. Yeah, we are 6 points clear at this point. Because Manchester City and Liverpool are drawing. We don't deserve to be top of the league. We've been dreadful. Absolutely dreadful, Jamie. But unfortunately, we have been dreadful, and the other teams around us have to be dreadful as well, because they've stopped winning as well. Hello, we got a different free kick taker now. Go on, Marcos. I am going to tell you to ease off the tackles, as well as Arwell Davis. And we're going to be scoring some goals here today. Which will signify that we might have got control back if we score a ton of goals today. Especially in the derby. Yeah, I put my hands up. We do not deserve to be top of the league. No way. I think we don't need to do anything different. Just keep going. But again, we have changed the way that we've played. We're playing higher up the pitch and with a high line of engagement, which we have never played with. And it's interesting that we've suddenly started scoring goals again. So that in itself is a tactical change. And we did get that email about controlled possession not so long ago. So maybe we've got to start slowing it down. While we're 2-0 up, let's try that. Slow it down. So let's keep the ball. Don't have to do so much of that. We don't need to get stuck in. So let's try slowing everything down and see if we can play a controlled possession. Because that email suggested that when we went to the controlled possession, we played a lot better. So let's see how it affects the game. I mean, it's hard to say how it's affecting the game because the game hasn't changed, because this is how we were playing. The Nightcrawler, the team is full of world-class players. Siedemar. This is a rotated team. Arwell Davis, Peterson. We have Jesus Abba, Wehi Marcos. Neves normally plays with Tonali. The team is full of world-class players. And so they sometimes look like they are people we found in the car park. Oh, God. Even the reserves, like, we have young players like who are becoming world-class, like Shazafari, Landerson. Marcos is becoming a great player. Moreno has really taken off this year. So even in the reserves, I just shout at them. I'll miss that in FM25, that you can't have a damn good shout at them. What happens if you give yourself more space, as your players will be technically better? It could have two effects. So we can try it. So let's give ourselves more space. We'll stretch the pitch out to fairly wide. I don't like doing it because of the passing directness. The other thing we could do is focus our play down the flanks. The lines, we can stretch it out vertically if you want, or we can even compress that space and play wider. But remember, we've only got wing backs to provide the width. So that also will be something to do with our mentality. So if we play fairly wide and we don't have the fullbacks, the wing backs to do it, I don't think it makes sense. It also is a function of how good you are at crossing the ball. I don't believe we're that good at crossing the ball. And if you're attacking narrower, you're more likely to be crossing from around this area rather than out by the corner flag. And these are more deadly. The low crosses from there are more deadly. So, we could try playing fairly wide, but I don't think we've got the personnel to actually carry it off. If we had wingers, then probably it would be a good thing. I'm reluctant to try it because I'm relying then on just these two to give us width. I could ask these players to support them out wide, could get them to stay wider, leaving space for the volante in the middle. It's there is a way to do it. So if we say stay wider and run wide with the ball to both of these, we'd open up the middle. So these players then will be going off that way. And we will open up the middle. We'll only have, however, one player in that space. And that's the volante. So those two will be off out to the flanks, leaving only one in the middle. What I'd have to do then is create another role, a deep lying forward, to come and support him in this space. So really it's a completely different tactic then. It can be done. I mean, a 4-2-3-1, we could buy some wingers and set up a 4-2-3-1, I guess. Wirtz can play as a left winger. Siedemar can play as a right winger. Veloso can play as a right winger. Carioca, right winger. We'd only need to bring in a left winger and we could play in a 4-2-3-1. So we could change the entire shape, the entire philosophy for next season. I don't want to do it mid-season. That would be madness. Do it next season in the summer. We could change if we don't win the Champions League. Because if we win the Champions League, it's all done. Oops, wrong one. Florian Wirtz needs to come off, doesn't he? So, undo that, because I don't know what I did there. Oh, it was Baker. He's all right. Florian Wirtz is the one. Akim Gray. 6.6 Marcos, 6.9, 6.6 goalkeeper. It's tiredness, really. Arwell Davis. Marcos is on a yellow. Guevara can have a game. He's a local boy, one of our own. He can come on and have a game. And I think Baker's on a yellow card as well, isn't he? But Shazafari isn't playing very well. So Baker, he's off the tackle, sunshine. Do you have a copy of my attacking? I still do, I think, Andy. I still do. And it's a possibility because people are saying let's do something different. It's a possibility. Or forget the winger and unbalance the formation with an attacking mid. Yeah, I mean, and he can also go wider, as we saw. You can have an attacking mid going wider to support an attacking wing back. So that can be done. So maybe I'll work on something after tonight. And maybe we are back in control anyway. It does look to me like we might be getting back control. We've had 2 good wins on the bounce, so we might have got our control back. It never lasts more than 4 or 5 games before you're back. And suddenly we're starting to score goals again. The highlights are not all rose edge shots. Well, it does look like we're scoring goals again. And, you know, there are players here who have been rested. Neves has been rested. And Tonali has been rested. And let's not forget, Tonali's getting on now. Despite his wish to be playing every game, he's getting on a bit now. He's 33. So suddenly, the results are changing. Oh yeah, guys, I know I'm a bit of a pain at the moment, but help the channel. Give us a like. Go on. If you've been sitting there wondering what I'm moaning about, go on, just like hit that like button. It does help the algorithm to push the channel out to people who've never seen this grumpy manager before. And they might find it quite interesting. So go on, help the channel out. It only takes a second. Hit that like button. I've already done it myself on my phone. The trouble is, I don't think it counts mine. Yeah, veteran, we're doing extremely good. Doing extremely good. No, I haven't seen that, Tunkai. Now that you mention it, I haven't had any notification. I've got 1,000 emails in the email box, so I'll have a look for it. Oh, here, I found it. I got you. Tunkai Yazaki. I'm also thinking about taking this work the ball off into the box thing off completely. Because there's way too many people in the box. I know we're an attacking team. But it just does seem to me like we've got about 6 or 7 bodies in the box. And that's way too many. They're getting in each other's way. How many attacking players are there? There's 7 attacking players. That's way too many to be in the box. So that will be slowing things down as well, which probably is the right thing to do for control possession. But it just does look like we've got far too many people in the box. So I will definitely have a read of that later, Tunkai. Sorry, mate, I didn't see it in amongst all those emails. One more chance, make it 4-1, the big rivalry. He's not a good player in that DM role, as far as I am concerned. What's his best role? Yeah, I'm asking him to play in a role that's... Well, he should be able to do that anchor role. Maybe it's just first season problems for him. You just got me emptying the email box a little bit. Sidama, get in. I get so much junk email. It ought to be illegal. Right, yours now is the only one left there, so that's cool. So maybe we're going to get control back now, because we've put a couple of good wins together. And we don't normally do this well against the 17th place team. But we have changed the tactic a little bit. And we will try this new version, the control possession version. I don't think we need that on. Really, if we're going to play control possession, we should counter press. But we don't counter press. We're not very good. I don't, Andy. Funnily enough, I would have thought that that I would get. Do you know, like, I did a quick search for a hotel in a town in Vietnam. Just a very quick search. Now, every single advert that I get is about hotels in that particular town. I just, like, they are insane. It's absolutely insane. I put Facebook on, and it's booking.com with hotels in that town. It's what is going on in this world? I just had a look. I didn't tell them I wanted to go there. I just had a look. That's all. It's like, leave me alone. But I get emails from just about everybody else, Andy. But Greg's the Bakers, surprisingly, no. Oh, boy. And it was a very good win. The fans will be happy. And look at this. Man City drew with Liverpool, which means we are now, if Man United lose, we will be back 6 points clear again. This game never makes any sense. It's all about Manchester United now. It is now 27 minutes after 10, guys. I've been going for 2.5 hours now. And Don Baker having another fine game. He's got to play more. Got to play more. He's disappointed to be transfer listed. Well, let's take him off then. Stop complaining and you won't be transfer listed. So, thank you all for coming along. I do appreciate it. Times are not easy. They're not. One more game. I'm sure that some people want to go to bed. Okay, let's do for Tunkai. Let's do one more game. I think it's coming up really quickly. We'll just keep playing in this new system. It is nice that I get asked for one more game, it has to be said. Everton in 11th. So I need to rest the boys. We'll try and get through this as quick as possible. Yeah, they can all have a rest. Nobody else needs a rest. So we will play with the high line against Everton 2 more games. At some point, I need to sleep, veteran. And then I've got to do I do a 3.5 hour stream in the Ipswich one. So like, give me a break. Ah, see, the light has gone out. So I don't know how much fun it is to watch at the moment. So we will have a look at them. We can see they're not very good. They're not as good as us. So we're going to stay with this high line now. The change in shape. And we'll see how the high line gets on against Everton. Like a rock star, yeah. Actually, did you know, Max, that I was a singer-songwriter a long time ago? Did you know that, Max? And I did have an album. There you go. Something for you to think about. He does want to play Bajcetic as a defensive centre back, doesn't he? I'm going to use his squad and make some changes because he usually changes his mind about that. So we'll... Oh, a midfielder. But centre mid. Centre mid. So let's... Tonali Neves, yeah. Peterson, Patterson. No, let's go with Arwell Davis. And Tonali Neves. I really want to start Dom Baker. Florian Wirtz can come back into there. We have Gray back now, don't we? Gray back and Musiala. Expecting a big game from Musiala. We like to watch. We would watch if we don't like. A narrow 4-4-2 is not a good formation to press. I know they're just not good at it. They can't do it, and so that's why I don't. I think you're probably right. You need wingers out here to make the press complete. It's just they just don't do it, and they're able. Teams who play wide have a man out here, and they can just pass around. And then we've got 4 players who are redundant up here once the ball reaches there. And these 6 are the ones doing the defensive duty. So better to... That's why I was playing with a mid-block. Better to get them all here. And then we've got... They can pass it around as much as they like there. We'll engage when they get here. So that's why I was playing in a mid-block. Which seemed to make pretty much decent sense to me, but what do I know? It doesn't seem to be working recently. So Patterson and the Velociraptor, he does need game time, but he is on the transfer list, isn't he? So it doesn't make any difference. Where's my other? Peterson, Davis, Patterson. Who's the other one? I don't know who my other fullback is. They do sometimes, Tunkai, but at the moment, it's while we're playing high up the pitch, they don't seem to be. When I play in a low block, they're like holding hands. And it is something I've been trying to work out, and you're quite right to notice that. Who is... Oh, it's Moreno, isn't it? Who actually probably should be playing, and can come on this side. And, yeah, there are pieces of puzzles that I haven't quite worked out yet. But we are hopefully about to win the Champions League. So do I really want to mess it up at this point? Sidamar and Shazavari. That's a good bench. It's a very good bench. Verba, no. He's just not experienced enough. Noah Cooper should be on the bench. Find I can get away with a high defensive line when I got pacey, agile central defenders. Not Ipswich Salonic, that's for sure. I mean, we should be able to get away with it with these, but I have a problem with them. Teams are getting behind the wing backs when I have a higher line. Even if I play both of them on support, they're still using the space behind them. And I've just found the standard line just works better And I don't know why it should be, because they're pacey. They're not bad defenders. They're not likely to make mistakes because of their composure, their decisions. They are very good defenders. So I don't know why. It's something possibly to do with the way the tactic is set up. I think a new tactic would be nice. So if we don't win the Champions League this season, then we will make something. Just to keep it interesting, I guess. I mean, I do like it when you guys suggest things, and I am willing to try things. So I think I remember we went attacking and then we conceded a goal, but we tried it, and I'm really happy to try things. And I've tried going wider for when people have suggested it. So yeah, let's change the tactic. Let's figure it out. Maybe I can hand the transfer window over to you guys again, and then you can come up with something different. Andy's attacking. Andy's attacking. What was it, Andy? What kind of shape was it? But it was very, very attacking. Very attacking. So I'm actually going to go attacking against Everton. We've got the line higher up. So I'm going to put also Peterson on attack, just to get numbers forward. And I'm going to go attacking for this game. I like how Dom Baker is playing. Definitely not Ipswich, Salonic, good God. I think that's the worst defence I've ever seen. Not in real life, in my save. It is really the worst defence I've ever managed in FM. It's like, oh God. We don't do never press. We do tight mark, attacking mids. And we do tight mark playmakers such as Garner. So that'll do it. We'll just keep an eye on the rest. We're favourites here. I want us to play like it, but I trust you to go out there and do it for me. So let's see if this high line business still works. I worry about playing with a high line of engagement. If you're not going to press them, what is the point? So I guess we're saying when we're not going to press them, we're going to just not press as much. That's what happens when you click that button. Doesn't mean you're not going to press them, just means not as much. More controlled press, I guess. Dom Baker is someone to look out for, I think, in the future. Shazavari, Dom Baker, both of those boys. Possibly, if we're still playing next year, they will be playing a lot more. Badgertich gets his chance as a centre-back. Oof. Close, but not close enough. Good save. Good save by the goal. Is it still Pickford? Lafont. No, Pickford's gone. Full-back support instead of wing-back. These guys are attacking players. They're not defensive in any sense of the word. Which is why I needed good central defenders and a good anchor in front of them. These guys can't sit at home. And it's not working for us, is it? Despite what's going on, we're not scoring. And this is concerning. Everton have been kept really quiet, but we have been kept very quiet too. So looking at this, there is an issue, isn't there? Those three are almost holding hands. So the Volante, I think I need to just bring him back a little bit. Let's not do too much. These two are perfect. And he is in the right position. He needs to come back a bit. He needs to go forward a bit. Let's see how that works with the Volante coming into a support. The DM tends to go missing. I've noticed in FM that the DM can go missing. A bit like a ball winner who follows the ball around. DMs can just like go too far forward, which could leave me exposed because both wingbacks, all my wingbacks are attacking. There's not a defensive bone in their body. So I could, the reason why I'm playing an anchor is because he'll stay there. And I don't want him to go missing. A DM could go missing. And imagine transition with only two central defenders back. That would be a nightmare. So that's the reason why I play an anchor. It's because he's just going to stay there. Because both wing backs are high up the pitch. And if I get caught in these areas. Oh, go on, Gray. Go on. Lovely pass. Musiala can't put it away. Two DMs up. Yeah, because one will probably stay. The other one will go forward. Don't forget, a DM will still go forward, even if you say hold position. He'll still go forward sometimes. Who got injured? Did I see a little injury notice? Can't see anyone injured. Dom Baker, what's the matter with him? Nervous. Let's encourage him a little bit then. I mean, we're beating them, but just not scoring goals. And that now it might be that I have to come back into a low block. We'll see if I've got control back, because the game's clearly telling me you ain't going to score unless you do something. Although 33% on target ratio is not that bad. Penalty, ref? Nope. Come on, boys. Gray is playing well. We just need... Now, he's young. Dom Baker is young. They want to play every game, but they can't. They're exhausted by half time. Well, I have to give them a rest. And, I mean, I know that in real life, I'm far from pleased. I know in real life that I'm going to pull them back at least a little bit. We'll see if we've got control back now. I don't want to get stuck in with too many yellow cards. In real life, players like Salah, Saka, they will play every game. It's probably in their contract that they have to play every game. Salah, I think, gets rested once a year, doesn't he? In one game a year. So that must be written into his contract. I think it's at this time of year it happens. Saka, I haven't seen rested at all. Might be because of his age, he's younger. But there are players, but these are high stamina players, or players like Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer doesn't do a lot of running around. If you watch him, he doesn't move very much, and it's all very leisurely. So he doesn't use a lot of energy. So there are players who play every game. But these FM players, they get tired like after 2 games. There's no way they can play every game. Their stamina score needs to be over 20. Yeah, I said that earlier, Tunkai. It was a brilliant game. It was an absolutely brilliant game. So what's missing here now? Why are we not suddenly not scoring again? I'm going to go back into a low block. First sitting back. I'm going to have to pull them out. Offside, I'm afraid. Offside. That's not it. It's not going to be awarded. It's offside. So I guess mid-block we created some chances. Let's hope the low block pulls them out even more. I mean, they've done nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's an odd start place for a highlight to start. I don't trust him. See, at the moment, I've only got 3 back. And that's because my wing backs are very high up. So I like to have this boy as an anchor. He doesn't go very far. That's it. He's not going very far. You see, he's holding back. He has moved up a little bit now. But that was only when it was really cool to do so. But usually he just stays back. I'm going to go a little bit wider. And apart from that, I don't know what else to do. Apart from change the personnel. These two are not playing well. Midfield isn't brilliant. And Bajcetic has struggled as the defensive as the central defender. So not a good idea. Neves has not played well. No, it's Tonali. So Landerson can come. Oh, not that way. Haven't I learned yet? Oh, God. So Neves can come in there. These two, Baker and have been poor. Carioca. And, we'll just leave it at that for now. They're better, Andy, than they were. They were just... There's a bit of space between them now that he's on a support duty. And I'm wondering if I should say to him, go wider. So I'm going to say to... I'm actually going to try that, just for the 20 minutes left. Get them to stay wider. For both of them. Attacking mid. Why can't he? Oh, yes, he can. So stay wider. And then put Landerson back on attack, because there'll be a gap opening up in the middle. Try that. And hopefully we'll see him moving out and him moving out that way. And then there'll be a gap for the Segundo Volante. In theory, but they've just got closer together. And they can also support the attacking wing-backs that we've got, because they kind of like are on their own. They generally cope on their own, as we can see. But we are not playing very well. This is not the team of last year. Yeah, I can understand that, Knight. How many seasons have you played the game? How many seasons are you into your save? That's a nice pass to Peterson. That's a good cross. That's a poor header. So apart from that, I can't think of anything else. He's not exactly taking advantage of that space either. I know. Let's try pushing up. Let's try much higher up. And then we've got energy left. Although Moreno hasn't got much. And Peterson doesn't have much. But if we try to just push much higher up, then we can push the Volante up as well. They've been extremely difficult to break down. Suddenly they've become a very good team. We're still playing that control possession. Oh, are we in? Oh, he's missed it. No, we're not. I'm going to up the tempo as well. I want us to play quicker. And go very attacking, because they are not in the game. They haven't had even a shot. They haven't had a shot. Oh, get in! Finally. Finally. That's not necessary now. A set piece in the 91st minute. Well, we did enough to actually warrant winning that game. I think, looking at it, we've got control back, because eventually one of the things that we did paid off. And we are now looking really good, apart from the finish. But there was that space opening up in the middle for the Volante. And he came right through it. And so that looked a lot better. But we still can't score from open play. It's very worrying. Everton haven't had a shot. Are they going to equalise? Because we're not defending at all. No, we've pinched the ball, have we? No, they pinched it back. They're going to equalise, aren't they? Their first shot. Here it is. It's gone in. Ah, yeah. Okay, FM, you really have got me. They haven't had a shot. Oh, you've got me with that. I take my hat off to your very nerve. Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, FM. Oh, we still got time to get another one, have we? It's in the box. What, he's greedy bugger. You had 4 along the 6-yard line. Okay, FM. Yeah, fine. You were not good enough. Well, they were good enough. They were just cheated. They were perfectly good enough. Oh, what's happened to Manchester United? Manchester United lost. Manchester City lost. That's why we only drew. Liverpool drew. Chelsea lost. That's why we've only drawn. We're still somehow, we've gone 7 points clear. This is unbelievable what's going on. Oh, yeah. Awesome, FM. That was like awesome. Just loved it. After doing so much, just trying different things, trying to get that goal, getting it. And then oh, God. That was absolutely awesome. I mean, it did say they had 2 shots. I don't know where the first one came from, because when I looked before, it said 0 shots. It's like, okay, I'm going to call it a day there. This is like the most weird thing this is turning out to be. We're still... I mean, we've only lost to Chelsea, and then we won the other 4, so it's not a disaster. We're 7 points clear. We still haven't lost in the Champions League, so it's not a disaster. We just seem to be losing a lot more games than we used to lose. It's just and some very strange ones as well. Thanks for coming, guys. I do appreciate it. I'm going to have a nice cup of tea now. Something to eat. I'll just try and forget about that last game, but it has got me laughing a little bit. That's classic FM, that. Classic. And, thanks for coming. I'll read your email as well before I go to sleep, Tunkai. Expect a reply soon. And I will say good night. And take care all. Don't forget to like before you leave if you haven't already. And thanks for coming. Take care. Be safe. We'll see you on Sunday. Enjoy the weekend's football. Take care now.